Pneumonia. We are live, you guys.
Oh,
Aren't y'all
my
excited that
God.
we're here tonight? Yes, I just gave Heather some very serious news, and she's not allowed to get mad at me because we're live.
Like, way to go about and doing it, right?
Wow.
So I've been sick all week. I have just a small spot of pneumonia. It's not bad or anything crazy. I'm just on lots and lots of drugs and rest and water and the whole nine. But anyways, welcome to our podcast tonight. Oh, hold on. I got to hit go live on Instagram for it to work, right?
Yes.
There we go. Okay, you guys. So today is October 1st, 2024. It is the first day of what, spooky season, right?
Yes.
Woo! I know. It's supposed to be like fall weather and all, and like sweaters and coffees that taste like pumpkins and all that stuff, right?
Do you do that? I don't do pumpkins.
Me either. I'm not a big fan.
I'm not
But
either.
It is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So this ad will be going out and it'll be posted all over social media. But this October, we want everybody to wear pink on Fridays and to post those photos on socials with the hashtag FWA Pink Strong. And when we find those photos, we will add them into the Fence magazine for November. But our big push this month is going to be preventative care and services. So if you check out FWA Health, preventative services for women is at the top of their list of things. And so I've included some of the things that they cover down there. It's much more intensive than that, but mammograms are very important. They can save lives and they give you time, and there should be no reason not to get them, especially at the price that FWA Health is at. So I just want to, make sure that everybody knows that we have access to healthcare and women's health. So are you waving at JC Gurry?
I am waving at JC Gurry.
That's funny. I knew that. That's what's really, really, really funny about it. But also, if everybody knows, and I'll put the link in the comments, we started a GoFundMe page this week. Yadira, can you kind of go over the conversation we had today with Nikki Hage?
Sure. So, we've kind of have known about this hurricane happening, last week, and we knew it was coming. So we kind of prepared some of that, we put out on our socials trying to raise some funds for this. We've kind of reached out to several people in the Florida area to see who has been affected. Nikki Hage with Hage Fence Company, we spoke with her earlier. So she tells us the devastation that's happening in her area and how bad it is and how the media is not covering a lot of the stuff that is going on. She said some people are actually trying to turn on their power and their lights, and their houses are burning down. So she says that some of the kids that are, trying to get back to school, they've lost everything. So they don't have any clothing. So, our way to kind of help with that was originally to kind of, I believe Shane from Rotary Gates was kind of coordinating some of the aid that we had fundraised from that. But at this point, our friend Elise from Evu Fence in Haines, Florida is closer to Nikki. So we are going to put them in touch together and get some of that help that we fundraised into Nikki's area.
Yes, I'm pretty excited about it. So we're going to do, with all the funds that were raised, we're going to do a pickup order, and we're going to start getting water and non-perishable food, diapers, formula, dog food, she said, baby wipes, stuff like that, out to families so that they can start taking care of their family. And I actually had some footage here that she sent me earlier. I'm trying to see if I can upload it real fast so we can share it, of just her driving through town. Let me see if this is it. Yeah. It's just, people pulling everything out of their homes. They don't have anything now. So, but yeah, with the funds that we have currently, like I said, we're making a run. If we need to make a second run, if we collect more funds, we will make that happen. And so that leads us into the deep dive of Heather King herself.
I feel like there's just so like just like this evil little girl like sitting back there going, it's time.
Are you calling me evil? Come at me, sister.
It's time. You know why, guys? Because I feel like so we've known each other for like, I don't know, a couple years at least. But yet I feel like we don't know, we don't really truly know each other yet. So in my attempt to kind of try to get out there who you are, you know, who is the real Heather? Where did you come from, Heather? Where did you grow up?
I'm sorry.
Well, that's your first 3 questions, sister. Get to talking.
Wow, dang. Okay. So that was supposed to be funny. You know, like everybody says, your mama, right?
Right.
No, just kidding. Like, I'm from Evansville, Indiana. I'm married to Sean King. I feel pressure. I don't know why. You know, I said I prepped for this, but then I'm all nervous.
Heather.
Yep.
Where were you born? Were you born in Evansville?
I was born in Evansville. Yes, I was
That's
born
awesome.
in Evansville, Indiana.
I'm
I
reading
have-
here that you have how many children?
So I have 2 biological, and I have 4 bonus kiddos.
Love it.
And then I have my husband, obviously, my family, and then I have my horses,
Which
which
are
is
also
why I'm
like
in
your
this dark
children.
hotel room right now.
So you're
Do what
really,
you
really
do.
centered in Indiana, in Evansville, Indiana. Is your entire family? That's awesome.
Wow.
Is that where you and Sean met?
Yeah, so that's an interesting story. So Sean and I actually, I'm not really sure how many people know this, but Sean's wife passed away from breast cancer. And I had known his wife, Jennifer, very well from CrossFit. We did CrossFit together, and that's kind of how I knew Sean. So I actually knew her better than I knew Sean. But I honestly, for people who don't know the story, I thought I would never see Sean again. And I'd asked him, I was like, who can I see or who can I have go on this golf outing with me that I'll never see again, that I can embarrass myself, right? Like, you know, so there's no judging, because my dad had passed away and he was an avid golfer and I never got to go golfing with him. And somebody said the best way you can learn to play golf is go on a golf scramble. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to find 3 other people that don't know me well, and I can make a fool of myself and have fun, right?
I love it.
So I'm like, maybe, you know, Sean would want to get out of the house and go do something. So to make a longer story shorter, I messaged him and said, hey, would you like to go on a golf outing or a golf scramble? And he was like, yeah. He messaged me back and he said yes right away. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, then I'm also a single mom. So like, I'm very thrifty. And I was like, well, you know, it's $100, right? Because I didn't want to get stiffed.
Right.
Like I wanted to not pay. I mean, I didn't know him. And so anyway, but we went on this golf outing. I never thought I'd see him again, but we had a great time. We became friends, which for anybody in a relationship, I tell you that is the best way to start a relationship, is to be friends first, not to jump right in and act like boyfriend and girlfriends. So if I can make that recommendation to anybody. But we became friends. We stayed up late. We talked for hours upon end. We never kissed in those like few weeks that we were just hanging out as friends. We didn't even go on a date. And one night we were talking about going on an adult vacation. And I said, you know, I really just want to go on an adult vacation. I've been divorced since 2014. I've been raising my one son. He had graduated. I had a daughter. I wanted to get away. And so anyway, long story short, next thing I know, Sean's calling me the next day. He's like, I booked it. And I'm like, booked it? He's like, yeah. He's like, I booked our adult vacation. I was like,
Stop it.
okay, you know how Veronica can make in this leadership group, Veronica can make my face turn red, like burned up red. Like she can embarrass me so bad. My face turned so red because I'm like, we've never kissed. We're going to sleep in the same bed. Like I started freaking out. Like, oh my God. Like I don't know.
Right.
I'm scared. So anyway, I was like, Sean, we've never even gone on a date. So
But yet you're going on a trip together.
and we're going on a trip together.
Hold
sleeping
on,
in
hold
the
on.
same
Can we
bed.
just pause for a second?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard Yadira and Brian's story of how they met each other in the very first night they met?
No.
It kind of is pretty similar.
Really?
No, not pretty similar. It's far worse.
Would it make my face turn red?
No, not necessarily. But like when I found out, I was like, Yadira, you said yes to go onto a trip with a strange man you've never met before to Catalina on the night you met him.
Not even golfing or anything.
Straight to Catalina Island. Like this girl was like, yeah, let's do it.
Girl. Stranger danger alert, okay?
I know.
I love that. I can't wait till we get into your deep dive, Yadira.
I know,
Yes.
right? So really the rest is history with that. I mean,
I
Sean
love
and
that.
I, it was hard.
And what year was
as-
that?
Do what?
And what year was that?
That was in 2019.
Okay. And when did you join Mr. Fence team?
2020.
Really?
Yeah, we moved really fast.
I mean, it's
No,
when
we
it's right,
did.
it's right.
I know, but it was really hard for a lot of people to accept.
Well, how did you make your mark on an already established company like that?
Well, I'm still trying to make my mark.
I disagree with that.
I get it.
But because we're females, right? That's one thing, is we're a female dominated industry, and so it's already hard because of my gender, let alone coming into a company that's already established. So it's harder to be a part of Mr. Fence. I am, but I'm more part of Mr. Fence Academy because that grew with me, right? Because Mr. Fence Academy started basically in 2021 whenever COVID hit and they couldn't have fence tech that year in Nashville. And we had already rented a house, a huge house. And we were like, we're just going to provide education for people who are coming. And so we did our own thing. And then every year it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and I think we've kind of like got to the point where we've capsized our house capacity.
Wow.
Like we can't get any more people. So, last year I think we had like 80, 70 people, somewhere around there, something like that. It was crazy, but they were so much fun and I love doing them. And, I know one of the questions was, well, what do you spend your time doing? A lot of it is planning for the retreat because it's so big. And you guys know it takes a lot of work to put on a show.
Yeah.
So imagine, doing something like that. So our retreat is very different because we don't want it to be like education, sit in a chair, classroom. Like we want to be done and we want to sit around a campfire. And Mark Olson had came to our retreat last year and he was like, I would never have guessed it was so like this. It's so warm and welcoming. And that's what we want. We make homemade meals. So we all sit around and talk. Then the last day we have like a little party where we have like a bartender and a DJ and we dance. It's just fun. And we always set them to where you don't leave, right? So Vegas is hard, right? Because you're in this like really cool place that a lot of people haven't been to and they always want to go to the Strip. But we always try to find places where they can't just like leave. They can't just walk away. So they're kind of stuck there.
No, I really want to do the retreat this year. Like that's on, like, I know I tried to last year, but like Brian called me out to Vegas for some reason. Like this year, like I want to put it on the calendar 100%.
So this retreat that you guys put on, is it once a year?
Yes.
Okay.
Sean wanted to do more than once. And I was just like, it's too much. It's so much.
It waters it down.
Well, and then we do the shows. So it makes it hard to make everything work. Right.
Sure.
But yeah, no. So we do it once a year. It's always we started doing it in the beginning. We did it in like just during the week, but we've learned that doing it towards the end of the week, people can make like a long weekend out of it. I will tell you, thank goodness I checked on the house. The house is okay. It's actually in Gatlinburg. So there was no damage done. So we're
great.
Safe for now.
That's great.
Yeah.
So then prior to you I guess meeting Sean, which it sounds like your relationship is kind of in the last 3 or 4 years with the academy, and that part has actually grown in the last, since 2020. What did you do before that?
So before that, I worked in a long-term care with elderly people. So I got my degree, and I had worked with children in child protective services and families. And then after that, I started working in a nursing home, and I was the director of social services, and I loved it. I love working with elderly people. They're like the coolest thing ever. They have so much history, and they can be so ornery. I mean, they're just like, things that would make you blush. You'd be like, they still do that? You're like, yeah. And I had to write all those care plans for what they did. So
okay, that's awesome. So
it's
the
great.
Healthcare industry.
So I definitely feel like working with older people, and I think that's helped me a lot, today. I think that working with older people and communicating it has helped me so much in dealing with other things in the industry, right?
Yeah, that was my next question. So
having patience and being there for each other, and learning ways to help people and adapt, thinking of a more structured way to do things. I really feel like that's helped me. I love people. I like to be around people.
There's a reason you are who you are.
Sometimes.
Our team.
No, I love it. I love your story so far. I think it's pretty inspirational, if I'm just being honest.
Brian Frederickson's post.
Which one?
The one where he's going to owe me money.
No.
Did you see my favorite color?
Nobody buys into your every time you say pink, you have to pay $1.
I know, because my Venmo's empty still. What the heck? Can we put my Venmo on there?
No, we cannot. No, we cannot.
I'm asking for a friend.
I know you are. I know you are. So I guess we have another question over here. Do you own a fence company?
Do I own a fence company? I do not personally own a fence company, but by marriage, I guess you would say yes, because we have Superior, and we have Mr. Fence, and then we have Mr. Fence Academy, and then we have Mr. Fence Tools. So and I partake in all of them.
Okay. And what kind of installations do y'all do?
So we do no dig. We used to do dry packing, which was huge when I first started. And it's crazy how quickly it changed because, that was a big thing, right? Everybody wanted a wet set. And then we went to dry packing. And then from dry packing, now we're digging, we're driving post. It's crazy. It's like such a short period that things have changed so much. But it's getting better, right? It's getting more efficient, quicker methods. I mean, it's amazing, right? Which helps, put more money in your pocket because you can be more efficient on the jobs, get things done quicker, and move on to the next job. You didn't ask how old I was. I have.
How old are you?
How old do I feel?
Through that question.
Am
I didn't think it was relevant to the conversation.
Oh, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun question because I'm going to be 50 in 19 days from today.
Wow.
I know.
Didn't I call you the other day and you said, I'm about to be a half a century old? I'm like, why did you have to word it like that?
Because
You're cracking me up.
Because I am a 3-year-old, and I feel like it's an accomplishment.
Josh Glover commented here that you're 27, so that's kind of sweet.
Oh, tell him I'm poor. I have no money. Just kidding. I can't pay him.
So silly. Anyways, okay. So, what do you do specifically for the Mr. Fence Academy? Because that kind of to me sounds like that's where you made your mark.
So, I actually, I know it's where I made my mark, but I actually literally do a lot of stuff for each company. I'm involved in like the QuickBooks. I'm involved in making sure that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm involved in like the job sellings, especially for like our Superior location. Like if Melissa, who is our salesperson, is off, like I take over sales, but I also do sales for Mr. Fence too. I will go out on job sites. Then you go into the academy. And for that, I talk to people, try to find out what they're wanting out of the academy. Like, everybody comes with goals, like what they want to see. I think the biggest thing that I can tell you, though, as far as the academy goes, is that people see dollar signs, right? So hypothetically speaking, let's say you made, I don't know, let's just say $5 million. Well, I want to make $5 million. So Yadira and Susan, because you make $5 million, I want to join your academy. And I want to see that. They don't understand. It's not going to be instant gratification. You've got to learn to work for it, and you've got to learn how to learn your numbers. And those are the things we teach you. We teach you about your numbers and your KPIs, and everybody's got a magical number, and how to organize your crews, how to organize your trucks to make them more efficient, getting on the job site and, having this person do this while this person's doing this, and you're not just sitting around looking at each other.
Yeah.
So those are all the things we teach you. So
it sounds like y'all are teaching that real entrepreneurial mindset, and you get out of what you put into it, right? And I'm glad that you said it just like that instant gratification. That's not how real life works. That's why continuing education is so important. You can't just go to one class and walk out and magically think that it's changed everything. You have to be this kind of forever student that's constantly growing and learning and changing. Just like you were saying earlier, y'all started off with, wet setting and then dry packing.
What I was going to say.
Yes. Learning how to evolve as a company to be more efficient as a company. I love that. I love that y'all are teaching that and showing what y'all used to do. And just like the whole conversation at the Fence show was somebody had on the Own Your Hole shirt.
Oh, they had the Own Your Hole. I didn't know. Did you have it on?
No, I wish I had that shirt, but I know it's not in production anymore. It's now on the class. It's like a classic.
It's a classic. It's retro.
Retro Mr. Fence shirt now, right? Just proof is in the pudding right there that, it didn't happen overnight. Things had to change. They had to evolve and get better. But I love it. I'm sorry, Yadira. I know you were talking.
No. I'm listening. I like to listen. I like to absorb.
We got Isaac Alexander in the comments saying success takes hard work and consistency. Yeah. I agree. That's a smart dude. I would believe him if he said it.
And it doesn't happen overnight. And I think somebody posted something on the other time. It's not like a linear thing where, you go from one point to the other. It's just kind of a roller coaster.
Oh my gosh. Exact words. Yes, it is a roller coaster. It's always going up and down. You never know what's going to happen. The goal of the academy is that we're there to guide you, right? To kind of help you, give you the tools and resources to grow, right? I know one of the things is that talking about how I got in this industry, I would know. So I got in the industry because of Sean. I did not know this world existed. Who knew? I literally bought a fence and thought it's just a fence. I mean, I was just, whatever. I'm just I think you dig a hole, you stick some stuff in it and move on.
And believe
me, did you even?
Everybody who's never done a fence thinks the exact same thing.
I know. But boy, Sean King came in my world and he rocked my world. He was like, oh no, look at this. Let me open this novel of industry information. And I'm like, holy shit, Batman.
Right.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I just, it's crazy. I literally was like, wow. Yeah. Because there's so much to learn. Yeah. If I had that mentality that I had before I met him, I would have thought I could learn this in a day.
Yeah, definitely.
There's so much information to learn and to continuously keep learning. We'll be learning forever, like you said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, so, then
the next question, do you want to go ahead, Susan? Yeah. Okay. So my next question is, who in the industry or is there anybody who has actually influenced you, or you look up to, or your
idol,
idol,
your mentor?
Your mentor.
So, in my unbiased opinion, and I say this completely, okay, it is my husband. And it's not just because it's my husband, and it's not just because it's Shaun King. It's because if it wasn't for him, I would have never been in this industry. If it was for him, I'd still be working at the nursing home, which isn't a bad thing. But, I've came into this industry and I'm one of those people who like to learn and I love to grow, and I'm kind of nerdy. If you want to know something about me is I love to read, and finding a book to read is just, I'm that person who probably read the ATSM standard book and it's like this thick. Okay. Because I'm weird and nerdy like that.
Yeah.
But I watched him and how you would never believe this unless you've been in the industry for a while, but like it took me 2 years to realize there's a lot of politics in this industry, and it's a little scary and it's a little crazy. And I've watched Shaun grow, and he doesn't let it bother him what happens in the industry, and it's humbling. And I want to be like that. Like, I'm very protective of him, but I want to be like that because he's like how I was in the nursing home,
Right.
Like, you take people and you care about them, and you don't let things like what people say hurt you, and you don't try to maliciously hurt other people, and you still help everybody, and you give them the last dollar you've got. And if Johnny over here is having a problem with his gate at midnight and he's stuck, Shaun will guide him through it.
Right. But can I step in here though? And I agree that Shaun is an amazing human being. Like, if I call him, he answers the phone. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. But can I genuinely say that to you too, Heather? Whether you recognize it about yourself or not, you're definitely a leader in this industry. I couldn't do a single thing without you next to me.
I love you. You're so sweet. Don't make me cry on this show.
I'm not trying to make you cry, but I'm telling you, like, whether you recognize it or not, and like, you're somebody who mentors all of us, through hope and positivity. And like, you reach out to every single woman that on a regular basis and lift them up. Like, I need you to recognize that, sister.
Well, I will say that maybe that's why Shaun and I work so well together then.
Probably.
Yeah.
I agree.
Definitely. But I will tell you that I appreciate that compliment very, very, very much.
Stop it.
I do.
We're not getting gushy up in here, okay?
Because I want people to be happy. I want everybody to get along. I feel
do.
like we can always do better. I feel like we can always be nicer to people. Like, right?
I agree. I don't
I'm not saying I'm perfect because I have my road rage.
Yes, she does. Don't call her when she's in the car. Oh man.
But
anyways,
I try to do better every day. I wake up, I'm like,
you don't know those people, so it doesn't matter. It's all good.
That's right.
So let's talk about Fence Week really quickly. I know that this is kind of the brainchild of Shaun and Brian. That's coming up real soon. Do you want to kind of go over this for us, Heather?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so as we were talking about Shaun being humble and wanting to give back to the industry, I know that him and Brian and I know .com are working together diligently as far as setting up trainings across the United States for free to where you can go there for a week. Now, I know that you are responsible for like your own lodging and your food, but as far as training, you're getting free training for an entire week. And these are our locations. I think we counted, was there 10? Yeah, 10 locations. Is that what you guys got? 10 locations. Like I said, it's across the United States. We're going all the way to Las Vegas, all the way north, west to Wyoming. We're going to Indianapolis. We're going all the way south to Texarkana, and we're going all the way south to St. Augustine, Florida. There is a couple in Louisiana because we have 2 home bases there. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be an amazing event. I'm excited. Shaun's excited. This is like And now, I know this show's about the women, but I talk about my husband because we were talking about giving back to the industry. And he was like, for my birthday, that's what I want to do. So his birthday is literally that week. So he wants to give back to the industry. I was like, okay, well, happy birthday to you.
I love that.
That's not what I want for my birthday, though. In 19 days, just so you guys know.
Well, I'm going to try to show up to the one in Lafayette and the one in Houma and then the one in Pace as well. They're all within a very reasonable driving distance for me. And I know y'all are doing gate operator training in Las Vegas that week.
Yes, we are.
Let's pull up the Fence University schedule. You like how I did it on a sheet or something? I don't know. Do you want to go over these Fence University training dates?
Sure. So it looks like we have some gate operator workshop happening November 4th through the 7th for Fence Week. We have an excellent sales workshop that we've been working on happening December 4th. If you have not seen it on our socials, I know that there's going to be emails being sent out for that. We have a numbers workshop, and it's going to be kind of like a what do you call it? Like a culmination of things,
It's a 5-step process. I know that's what he wants to call it. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a 5-step process. On January 8th, we're going to have a numbers workshop. On the January 13th, we're going to have the power of social media. February 19th, we're going to do an estimating workshop. March 15th, the work order workshop. And April 2nd, the workflow workshop.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
The Fence Cruise isn't on there.
Because it's not a Fence University hosted event.
That's just gonna be fun.
I'm trying to talk Brian out of educating anybody.
Good luck with that.
Because I'm trying to have fun. Like, I've never been on a cruise. We only have one day out to sea. Like, not.
You're like, I'm not going to sit behind a desk and learn. No.
Or teach. Even worse, teach.
Or coordinate or organize anything. Like,
if there's a group of 5 people together, like we're all hanging out, having a drink, talking about
stuff
Fence?
Like Fence.
Does that education? That's education, isn't it?
There we go.
I think so.
I love it. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know we can see comments from LinkedIn. That must be new. Look how fancy we are.
Oh, wow. We're really on it, huh?
Okay. So, long story short, Heather, I think your story's great. You came from the complete opposite side of this world, right? You happenstanced upon it. You married into it. Whether you see it or not, you made your mark on it, on the fence industry as well. You're growing and learning every single day. And I think that's amazing. Is there anything you would like to kind of say, like moving forward? Like, where are you going in the fence industry?
My goal is that I want to do more education. And I did my first education course at the fence show. And outside of the retreat. So I do one at the retreat, but it was my first time to actually do one at a show. And I really enjoyed it. I would be the first to tell you I didn't think anybody was going to come and I was going to go sleep under the table. That's what I told Sean. But I had a lot of people in there and it was great. I mean, I was so excited. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And I had so many people come up to me afterwards and tell me how great it was. So I would like to do more of that, but I'd also like to bring more women in. I want to help women grow in this industry. I think that the women of FWA, we have got so much stuff in store for everybody. I know we are working. Am I allowed to talk about that? The retreat?
Yeah.
Okay. I know we have a retreat and I got designated as the person to help work on that. So I'm really excited because that's something I like to do and I've done it before. So that makes my heart warm and happy and fuzzy. And you can't wait to do it. And I hope that we get lots of ladies together to do that. I think that with us in our hearts, we're so warm and welcoming that, hashtag come sit with us is going to make a statement next year too.
I agree. I completely agree with you, Heather. Yadira, is there anything you would like to ask Heather or mention or bring up before we start to kind of close out?
No, I'm just really proud of you, Heather. Thank you
Aw.
for being a part of the leadership team, and you know,
I'm glad I get to be a part of the leadership team. I'm glad we're going across the continents.
yes,
Yes.
We're huge.
yes, we
Yes.
are.
And I'm excited to get to see you next weekend.
Me too.
I love it. I'm excited for both of y'all. I just wanted to say to everybody, like, Heather was kind of our guinea pig this week. I knew she'd be a good guinea pig, even though like she was nervous, and you could tell she's nervous because she's acting like a piglet right now. But we're going to start deep diving into the leadership team. If you are a woman of FWA and you'd like to do a deep dive for us to get to know who you are, we'd love to. Like this isn't just us. We want to go through anybody and everybody who has a story to tell. We want to hear about your strengths, your weaknesses, how we can be better together, and figure out how to help educate people along the way. Right. Like that's our goal here.
Yes.
And so, please don't hesitate to reach out. And next week, I believe we're doing Tiffany.
Yay!
I'm kind of nervous and excited, like all at the same time, because she uses really big words. So like, I'm gonna have to figure out how to like make her words less big. No, maybe.
Yes.
Okay, anyways, it sounds like it's time for us to get off because I've lost all the jokes here. I love you guys. We'll see you next week. Don't forget, Billy Grove is coming on at 7:30 Central Time. And Heather, you be safe on the road and be careful with your pony tonight, okay?
I will. I will talk to you guys all later.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you too.